Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some massive updates to go over for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Riddler may have just leaked the new evil team for the Generation 9 games, so we're going to be breaking all of that down today. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment with your thoughts, subscribe if you're brand new. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, Riddler posted this yesterday saying Titan V and then a phrase in a different language, and that's all we got. But people, of course, have been deciphering it, kind of putting their own thoughts about the whole situation up. And there's basically been a massive breakdown of this one little phrase, which basically means the evil team for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, like 90% sure it is. So we first off have Ami saying, I think this shows us Titan villains because this phrase means this manga in Japan. This is the story of the bad guys. So this manga is Crows. It precedes Crows Zero. Hanamichi is the main character in it. That said, I think the translation is Kurozu and not Karasu, and then Karasu equals Crows. And then we also have saying Ami saying, I'm Japanese, I found these translations, but this is not correct. So a lot of people thought it originally meant closed, but apparently it doesn't mean that. But either way, we obviously have a massive breakdown about this by Soul Silverart, one of the leak analysts in the community, and he's saying, finally fam, I was scared there wasn't an evil team in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, but here they probably are. V equals villains. So it's not like a Roman numeral or anything like that. It's just V for villains. And then also it translates to Kurouzu, which equals crows in English. So it could be something like Team Crow or close to that. Team Blackbird. Big thanks to H-Sin Sung giving me a lesson in Japanese, sounding out words into English. It comes from this manga. So yeah, it's going to have something to do with like crows. Like that is going to be the evil team name. But the main part of this is that it confirms that there will be an evil team in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Hopefully it's like actually some badass evil team and it's not just like Team Yell again or something like that. I don't know, the last couple of teams have been a little bit disappointing for me, like Team Skull and Team Yell and all that. Not been massive fans of. I kind of want a Team Magma back or a Team Aqua or Team Plasma or something like that, a team that's trying to take over the world, trying to catch legendary Pokemon, all that stuff. There might even be like multiple villains as well, like the professors could also still be a villain, or they could be the leader of the villain squad. We're not really too sure, but yeah, this does confirm that there will be an evil team in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Here's the goods, nothing is 100%, but this seems very certain since it's Characters Month. Again, we are still in Characters Month, which is July. Riddler did say he was going to be leaking stuff about characters, so of course the evil team are big characters in the game. But we also have this as well. So we have this tweet by JA saying, high school bullies as villains when the game takes place in a school makes sense. I expect them to be like Team Yellow, Team Skull, more of a nuisance, which is a little bit unfortunate, but if it is just like bullies and stuff, and that's kind of like the evil team, maybe there's like a bigger evil team as well, like we had the 8th Foundation in Generation 7, so there's like a bigger kind of evil going on in the region than just a couple of people that's, dressed up funny. But yeah, Soul Silverart saying, it makes so much sense. High school bullies, teenage delinquents. I'm still trying to think of other names too. Crows and or blackbirds could be plural, or maybe the sound a crow makes, or Team Raven, though just crow sounds teenage delinquent enough for me. Team Raven sounds cool, but yeah, it could be just something called like Team Crow. This premise does feel like they aren't the true villains, just a front like Team Skull. The true villain could be someone not introed yet, that's using these kids for their bidding, or could just be the professor. As long as it's nothing like Team Yell and we can battle many of them, I'm happy. It could just be like the professors that, I don't know, like maybe the professors are like the headmaster of the school or something, if there are schools. I mean, we're guessing there are because there's like loads of school uniforms and stuff like that. But yeah, maybe like the professor is like the headmaster as well as the professor, and they are also evil at the same time or something. I feel like there's more to meets the eye than with these professors. It's the first time we've ever had version exclusives. And they are probably going to be linked with the legendaries in the way that obviously one of them in Scarlet is very prehistoric kind of clothing, and then the other one is very futuristic clothing. Then goes on to say, I'm just out here looking for alternative names too. Team Claw, Team Talon, Team Beak. Also, how about a brand new Murkrow form or split evolution? I never liked Honchkrow, so I would love a split evolution or a third stage. I must admit Honchkrow already fits this really well though. And then we also have Zefto saying, though given that the game them has school and racing, it probably will be school delinquents riding motorbikes. So my goodness, it's true. They might even be a biker gang of delinquents. Maybe a new kind of villainous Pokemon having to do with motorbikes, other than the legendaries, will be their mascot. So it seems like they are just going to be like evil bullies or something to do with the school. But yeah, that makes it kind of makes me feel like it is just going to be like just one of the small kind of villainous crews, but then like obviously a bigger evil in the background kind of working the magic, whether that is the professor or somebody else. It does seem that we are just going to get like a small evil team for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But again, I would not be surprised if we get like a bigger evil team by the end of it as well. So yeah, just kind of talking about it there. There's not really too much to go over. We have this person saying like Blackbird, the Barcelos Rooster is black, so possible. So it could be like Team Blackbird or something like that. A little Japanese play, Kurozu has 3 meanings: crows, close, and black vortex. Is this a Yankee manga? 2 and 3 are English words in Japanese, but they are connected. In this move, he attracts a young man with the gravitational pull of a black hole. So Team Black Vortex sounds very, very crazy, by the way. Kind of gives me like plasma vibes and stuff. 3 is actually written different in Japanese. 1 and 2 can both be this, but 3 will be this. This looks very similar if you don't look back to the original Japanese wording, but they are completely different. High school bullies as villains when the game takes place in a school makes sense. So again, we've obviously already been at What's a Crow, and then just some stuff about the Spanish flag. But that's kind of the stuff on the evil team. We also have people talking about it on the r/PokeLeaks Reddit as well. So yeah, Ku tweeted Titan V equals G translated closed. So this person obviously said the original meaning, which was closed. But then the Japanese is apparently a manga title for bad guys, aka villains. So some people are saying in katakana it's closer to Kuros, which is crows. Other one is Kuros, like cross. The aforementioned manga, I believe the team is called Crows. Yes, this is what I saw as well. Maybe is alluding to the evil team in the game by referencing a high school delinquent manga. Oh, actually, if we're doing rival schools, maybe the evil team, or at least some of the antagonists / people who get in your way, is actually a high school gang from the rival school, and the V is referencing them being a group of 5. That's actually a really good shout as well. So not only is it kind of like V for villains, but it's also the Roman numerals as well for 5, and then it could just be like a big group. Well, I say big group of 5. It's not really a massive group, but you know what I mean. Maybe it is just a group of kind of bullies or something like that just go around and just get in your way, which is a little bit annoying. But you know, it is what it is. And then for reference, this is Japanese alphabet generally for words outside of the Japanese language. Hamburger, so Ku wrote that. You can usually translate it by finding a word that sounds similar in a language other than Japanese. Everyone is gravitating towards close or crows because both words sound similar to Kurozu. I want to point out though that katakana is not exclusively used for English words. Germany in Japanese is written Deutsche, which is shortened version of Deutschland or Germany in the German language. So Ku may be referencing something in Chinese or another language with that. I'm guessing this means the next trailer is soon. We'll introduce the villain team. Hopefully we get it soon. Where do people here get the manga from? I'm completely clueless. I appreciate that he hasn't filling all of these tweets lately with petty and childish censure and source. Yeah, so just people kind of like talking more stuff about Riddler Ku himself. But anyway, the main thing is that the evil team is on its way in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It could be something like Team Skull or Team Yell. And yeah, there might be like a bigger evil in the background. We also have this rumor to go over as well, posted by Blaze Incineroar, which is also relating to Ku. Again, this was posted on 4chan, so could be very, very false, which most likely is. I mean, like 99% of things that are posted on 4chan are false. You just get the one that kind of slips through the cracks that turns out to be true. But anyway, it was posted on the 7th of July by Anonymous saying, I'm tired of Ku stringing everyone along. Here's the info he's leeching from and what is known currently by reliable sources. So Fuecoco grows a pompadour shaped like a spicy pepper and has a ghostly spicy mist. It spews from its mouth, ghost pepper, and then apparently is going to be a bulky Pokemon. Quaxly's hair isn't here in its evolution. It becomes an Admiral helmet and it looks like a marina of some kind. Possibly based on the albatross in the story Rime of the Ancient Marina, Glass Cannon. So yeah, Glass Cannon basically means that, you know, very fast, hits hard, but not very bulky at all. And then Sprigatito becomes a fluffy flower cat. Hidden ability is multi-scale, but it's once at full health and once at half health. Broken competitively because it gets healing moves that activate the ability all over, and it also has like really high speed. I mean, to be fair, with a typing of Grass Dark, it does need something to help it out, because Grass Dark is just not very good competitively. It's weak to a lot of things, you know, like your shift trees and stuff like that. The professors are husband and wife separated by time, trying to contact each other using the third legendaries and the crystals they produce. So obviously that's referencing the other kind of riddle that we got recently about the whole lake, like the lake house rumor by Riddler-Coup as well. The gimmick of the game is past and future tense forms, not like Hisui forms, more like beta forms or common ancestor things. Stuff like Garochu, Mascot, Porygon, third Chelos form, etc. I mean, so far all this rumor is just really just kind of jumping on what Riddler-Coup has already said. So it doesn't really give anything that we haven't really heard before, you know. We're kind of just... And this is just kind of like a guess that Fuecoco is going to be bulky. It looks like it's going to be bulky though, anyway, because he's quite a bulky boy already. Quaxley looks like it's going to be, you know, a fast attacker, and then Sprigatito we know has a broken ability, and just convenient that he talks about that broken ability as well, just because we know it's broken because of Riddler-Coup saying it. And then yeah, this professor thing is just a reference to the Lake House riddle. And then the gimmick of the game, past and future forms, I mean, potentially could be true. And I mean, Eclipse was the one that said that we were going to get like Pokemon that were scrapped back in like different forms, like Garochu and stuff like that. And then regional form of Ditto is a Sprung Leak water type. Tauros is single stage dark / fighting. Gen 7 Bubuki's regional mon becomes a weird little guy who holds a string of doubloons and evolves into a chest based on a mimic where it hoards pirate treasure. Roselia rolls Pyro. Again, just talking more about Riddler-Coux's latest riddles and stuff, about the whole collecting a bunch of things kind of thing, like we did with Spiritomb with the wisps, and also with whatchamacallit, Zygarde with the cells and stuff. The thing Ku said about the Keanu Reeves movie was a reference to the professors being a married couple stranded in different times from each other, one future, one past. Again, I think this is pretty much just jumping on what we already know. He's not really adding anything new. He's just kind of thrown a few Pokemon at the wall, saying, oh yeah, they're getting a form, etc, etc. But yeah, nothing really completely new. He's literally just kind of recycling what Riddler-Coup has already said to try and make it sound believable. But again, he's literally just gone on Riddler-Coux's Twitter and just posted everything that he's seen. So yeah, I don't think this is true at all. There's not really anything that jumps out to me that is brand new or anything like that. So yeah, I think it's just going to be like a random 4chan leak. But anyway, that is going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider hitting that like button down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts. What do you think about the evil team? Do you think it is going to be like a group of 5 bullies, or do you think it is going to be something like Team Crows or Team Blackbird or Team Black Vortex or something? Let me know your thoughts. But of course, just happy to get confirmation that we are going to get an evil team in this game. It was most likely going to happen, but I mean, you never know. Like with an open world Pokemon game, anything is possible. You know, they've never done this before. But either way, it looks very good. And again, a massive shout out to Soul Silver and everyone in the community for coming together and kind of breaking these riddles down. But that is going to be everything from me. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell, and until next time, peace.